Money isn't just math, it's a mirror. And when most people think about money, they think about numbers, paychecks, budgets, bank accounts, investments. For many, money is about addition and subtraction, and what comes in and what goes out. And while that's true on the surface, Scripture shows us that money is far more than math. It's a mirror. A mirror doesn't create reality, it reflects it. And when you look into one, you see what's already there. And money, it does the same thing. It reflects what's happening in your heart and what you value, and where your trust is placed. Jesus put it bluntly, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also," in Matthew 6:21. Our spending, saving, giving, investing are not just financial choices, they're spiritual ones. Money exposes the heart. So here's the hard truth. Money has a way of exposing what we would rather keep hidden. We can say we love God, but if our finances show more loyalty to debt, entertainment, or convenience than to Him, the truth is out. We can declare that we trust God with our lives, but if our investments are fueling companies that undermine His word, then our trust has blind spots. Money doesn't lie. It points to the real priorities of our heart. Think about Judas. He followed Jesus for 3 years. He sat under His teachings, witnessed miracles firsthand, and yet his heart was revealed in the end. Judas betrayed the Son of God for 30 pieces of silver. To him, money spoke louder than loyalty. The mirror of money exposes what he valued most. Before we shake our heads too quickly, let's be honest. Every one of us has a price. May it be comfort, career success, financial security, or keeping up appearances. The question is whether that price leads to compromise or our conviction to honor God with every dollar He has entrusted to us. Let me talk a little bit about God's ownership and our stewardship. And why does money reflect the heart so clearly? Because it forces us to wrestle with the question of ownership. Psalms 24:1 declares, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it." That means every dollar in your wallet, every asset in your account, every investment in your portfolio ultimately belongs to God. We are not the owners, we are the stewards. And stewardship has never been about control. It's about trust. Stewards manages resources on behalf of the true owner. When I lost my dream home, I thought I could never live without. I learned this lesson in a painful but powerful way. I thought I owned what was really just on loan from God. And when I treated it like mine instead of His, I felt the sting of loss. But that sting became a starting point of redemption. Money is a mirror of daily life. So how does this play out practically? In spending, every purchase reveals what we value. Are we seeking status, comfort, or convenience? Or are we stewarding God's provisions wisely? In savings, do we hoard out of fear or save with faith that God is our ultimate security? In giving, our generosity, or lack thereof it, reflects our view of God's generosity towards us. In investing, our portfolios reflect what we are willing to endorse or overlook. Are we funding what honors God or fueling what we are praying against? Every decision with money becomes a reflection of what we believe about God and where we place our trust. A different kind of math is what it is. Here's where the gospel turns the world's financial wisdom upside down. The world says the goal of money is to accumulate more, bigger accounts, bigger houses, bigger status. But God's math is different. Jesus said, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." He praised the poor widow who gave 2 small coins because her giving reflected complete trust in God. He warned against storing up treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy, urging us instead to store up treasures in heaven. In God's economy, it's not the amount that matters, it's the alignment. So here's a practical challenge for you this week. Take out your bank statement or credit card bill and don't look at it as math. Look at it as a mirror. What story is it telling about your values, your priorities, and your faith? For me, this exercise was uncomfortable at first, but over time, it became freeing. Because when I started aligning my money with God's mission, the reflection changed. My money was no longer a mirror of rebellion, it became a reflection of redemption. When you realize money is a mirror, you don't have to live in fear of what it reveals. God's grace is greater than all our past financial rebellion. His redemption rewrites the story. And if you've been living with compromise, God invites you to start fresh. If you've been living in fear, God calls you to trust His provision. And if you've been living for yourself, He invites you into the joy of stewarding His resources for His glory. Money doesn't just add up, it speaks up. And what it says about us can either point to rebellion or reflect redemption. The choice is ours. I want you to remember that money isn't just math, it's a mirror. And every financial decision reflects the condition of your heart. God owns it all, and we are His stewards. Redemption is possible when we align money with God's mission.